Good evening, good morning, everyone, boys and girls, tuning in to the Holly Boys Racing TV broadcast of the Activity Hub Bali NASCAR Open Truck Series here for tonight's or this morning's Nevada 200, depending on what part of the world you are watching from. Quite an interesting and cool concept the NASCAR Open Truck Series Full Throttle Sim Racing League has going on here. They've got guys in Australia getting up bright and early to race, and guys in the States staying up late to do the same. We've got about 11 minutes remaining left here in the practice session. Right now, the 84 of Layton is top on the board at 30.48 seconds, followed up by a bunch of really tight times. 52 Schultz, 0.04 of a second back. Carson Conway in the 72, 0.6. Guilfoyle at 0.7. Stove at just over a tenth, and so on. It's a very tight field. Qualifying is certainly going to be interesting to watch. See how these boys line up. That said, let's get into it. The race information here, Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200 from Las Vegas, Nevada. 1.5 mile layout here. Tri-oval. Track temperature is, well, current temperature is 80 degrees. Things will probably cool off as the night goes on, as we are just at past sunset at this point. Partly cloudy, just a slight breeze at 2 miles an hour, and we've got 134 laps of racing coming at you tonight. One of the sponsors for the league, Inside Lane Productions, as they just tick off the board there. They're actually putting up a button box for the championship winner of this 11-race series. So this is race one. We've got some time before that's decided, but pretty cool of them to put that on the line as a prize. That's awesome. Again, I'm Steve Singer with Holly Boys Racing TV. New to the broadcast fold for these guys, but hopefully we can put on a good show for you. And guys can certainly chime in the chat rooms, whether it's on the Facebook side or the YouTube side. Please do. If there's anything that we need to be made aware of, whether it's poor audio issues or visual issues, just please chime in, let us know, because I'm a one-man show right now. I'm producing, I'm chatting, I'm running the board, the whole nine, so feel free to chime in. Kind of go through the field and get to know some of the drivers that'll be in the series, at least specifically tonight's race. First off, we've got the 420 machine of Dean Guilfoyle, Ford F-150. Looks like 13 Cabs is the sponsor. Andrew Layton out of Huntington Beach, California. That number 84 Monster Energy Chevy Silverado. Aiden Schultz in the 52. The Zia Esports. I really hope I'm saying that right. I'm trying to learn all these guys' names and sponsors as things go by. Carson Conway in the 72 Ford F-150. Popple Holly Boys Racing Castle Pax Powered Machine. Hails from Outer Banks, North Carolina. Fifth is the 161 Ford F-150 with Inside Line Productions on the side of that machine. Good looking paint job there. Looks like Devin is an Aussie himself. Interesting. Jason Williams in the 110 Toyota Tundra. Pennzoil livery. Darren McKenzie in the 02 F-150. Motorcraft Ford Performance, built Ford Tough. Brian Rose, another Holler Boys Racing entry out of Verner, West Virginia, in a Ford F-150. Michael Shore from Perth, Australia, in the 07 Activity Hub Bali machine. Michael is one of the admins of the league, I believe. Sean Stamper out of Hiram, Georgia, in an F-150. Tristan Coach or Coke, not sure 100%. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. That Wagner BRT 550 Silverado. Kobe Jordan. Toowoomba, Australia. 080 Inside Line Productions F-150. Another good-looking paint job. Paul Jackson in the 231. He is not on course at the moment. Ray Zirkut, same thing. Chandler Hayden. I don't know if that's a lucky number or an unlucky number, but it's the 666 Silverado. I got a campsite at Watkins Glen with that same number. It's been pretty good to us. Maybe it'll be good to him tonight. Adam Malone, the number 4 Chevy Silverado. Kevin Smith in what should be a 14, but it looks like it's a number 30 AOL Instant Messenger machine. Not sure if Instant Messenger is still around, but if it is, awesome. Jason Holdsworth out of Sydney, Australia, in the 1 Toyota Tundra. He is out of the room at the moment. Same with Joe Terra. Matt Lathrop, Toyota Tundra, Eaton Rapids, Michigan, and that number 57 Axalta machine. A lot of these guys, there we go. Number 111 Ford F-150, Downshift being the sponsor on that truck. Derek Jacobs out of Seattle, Washington. A lot of West Coasters, U.S. West Coasters here. Water on the Rocks, number 99 Chevy Silverado. Brett Campbell in the 015 machine. Sam, I'm not even going to try. We're just going to call you Sam K. Just because I'm going to butcher it, and I might as well know I'm wrong without trying. The 968 truck, Chevy Silverado out of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Roughly 5 minutes to go in the session. Number 1 on the board is still Dean Guilfoyle in the 420 machine. Lap time of 30.38. We saw some of these guys doing their own practices elsewhere prior to tonight's session, and that is a very quick time for the 420 truck. Really impressed to see such a large field in tonight's race. Looks like we're going to have at least 30 truck entries into this event. And about a third of them out of the United States, the rest Australia. So a good group, a good mix of drivers from all over the world. Well, 2 places, but 12 to 18 hours in between. Got a couple of viewers, myself on my phone. Looks like Beth DeCosmo is joining us from Western New York. Just watching practice for now, getting ready to jump into qualifying. So Brian Rose sits in the pit lane, making some final adjustments before qualifying. Carson Conway doing the same. Maybe a new set of tires to go out and make one final attempt at a practice Q run. New fast time in the practice session, a 30.25 out of Darren McKenzie in the 02 Ford F-150. That is getting it. Just over a tenth faster than the 420 of Dean Guilfoyle. think he's ready for qualifying. Vincent Short chiming into the chat. Go get him, Holland Boys Racing. Vince Short is a team member at Holland Boys Racing as well. Thanks for supporting the stream, supporting the league. We can get him in one of these events sometime soon. Just over 1 minute left in the session. We're going to dump out to a quick promo for Activity Hub Volley. Tell you, if I ever go on vacation to that part of the world, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to hit them up because that seems like the way to go. Yeah, Vince, definitely holding the fort down. Me, myself, and I. My typical broadcast booth partner, Eric Dotson, is off enjoying a football game in West Virginia. I can't say I blame him. We'll make it happen tonight. We'll carry the load. All right, practice wrapped up. Qualifying session has begun. Let's see who takes to the track first. Looks like the 86 truck of Steve McLennan. Truck of Steve McLennan gets that machine up to speed. Green flag in the air for his first time lap. Again, a quick look at the weather. It's 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy skies, and track temperature is just a tick warmer at 79 degrees. Shouldn't be any issues with that track temperature here tonight. Steve McLennan off turn 4 to complete lap 1 of qualifying. First lap of 31:29. Looks like Aiden Schultz is our provisional pole sitter right now at a 30:87. Dean Guilfoyle checking in just about 100th off that time at a 30.88. Aiden Schultz lap 2 at the line. Doesn't improve, just a tick slower to 30.90. Brian Rose on track, completing his lap 1, I believe. Lap 1's a 30.99 for Brian Rose, good enough for 5th spot. One more time around for the 89 machine. Second lap in the books for Brian Rose in the 89 Holler Boys Racing truck is a 30.58, a quick time but not quick enough. Sits second on the board right now in qualifying. Drops back down to third with Paul Regney taking P1 at a 30.54. That's his second lap, so he is wrapped up. Darren McKenzie's lap 2 at 30.56 for second place. Brian Rose dropped down to fifth after Kevin Smith's time of 30.57. Heavy hitters coming in late. Carson Conway has yet to take a lap. And Jason Holdsworth to the top of the board. 30.537. Just 1/100th quicker than second place Paul Regney. Real tight times up top. Pole sitter 30.54. Second is a 55. Third a 57. Followed by two exact times of 30.58. That's as far as it'll let me look as far as who was quicker. Kevin Smith gets the tiebreak to Dean Guilfoyle. Brian Rose dropped to 6th. Devin Stove 7th. Sean Stamper 8th. Nathan Button is 9th. And newly in 10th is Matt Patton with a 30.7. He is still on track, I believe. Just wrapped up. That was his second lap time. Carson Conway has finally made it onto the track. A little late to the party. Let's see what kind of time he can check in with. I believe he was about 6th quick in practice. First lap for the 72 truck of Carson Conway underway. He may not get a second lap in. There's only about 20 seconds left in the session. With 10 seconds left in the session, Carson Conway checks in 31:22, far off the pace what he ran in practice. And does not get an opportunity to finish out his lap, so he's going to start deep in the field in the 27th spot. Looking at our qualifying results, our pole sitter in the one truck, Jason Holdsworth, starting second, Paul Regney, third, Darren McKenzie, fourth, Kevin Smith, and fifth is Dean Guilfoyle. Rest of the field looks as such. Starting in the 6th position is Brian Rose. 7th is Devin Stove. 8th, Sean Stamper. 9th is Nathan Button. 10th goes to Matt Patton. 11th is Cameron Galley. 12th is Ray Zerkut. And I really hope I'm saying that right. I don't think I am, but 13th is Aiden Schultz. 14th, Paul Jackson. 15th, Jason Williams. 16th in the 57 machine is Matt Lathrop Racing. Starting in the 17th position is Jamie Nankervis. I really probably butchered that to death. 18th is Sam Kay. We talked about that one. I'm not even going to try in the 18th spot. 19th is Adam Malone. 20th is Joe Terra. 21st, Tristan Koch or Koch or... yeah, we're going to go with that. 22nd is Kobe Jordan in Iridium Sim Sports machine. That's the 22nd starting position. 23rd is Matty Simpson out of Australia. 24th is Steve McLennan with Gaming Den Esports. 25th is Michael Shore with Activity Hub Bali Racing. 26th, Adam Marinovich. 27th, Carson Conway with Howler Boys Racing. Carson didn't check in a second qualifying lap, so that 27th starting position may be a little deceiving. 28th is Derek Jacobs. 29th, Todd May. 30th, Brett Campbell. 31st, Andrew Layton. And rounding out the field shotgun, 32nd, Chandler Hayden. full throttle sim racing leagues. They've got more than just trucks. I think they've got some IndyCar. They've got next-gen cup cars. They are definitely a huge force when it comes to league racing within the iRacing community. This is my first race to watch. I'm already impressed with the size of this field, the talent level of this field. This is going to be a competitive one to watch. I hope everybody's ready. I hope everybody's excited. I know I certainly am. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to be going green the next time by. Place your bets. It's time for some truck racing here in Las Vegas. Pace car hits pit lane. Starter has green flag in hand, and the one truck is off and running already. Jason Holdsworth with a great jump, a great start. I believe the rules in this series is the initial start and restart is on the pole sitter / leader. I know in other leagues the start is on the flag, the restart's on the leader, but here looks like he makes the call. He's got the good jump into turns 3 and 4. One truck of Jason Holdsworth with the lead. Lap 1 in the books. Jason Holdsworth leads that lap from pole position. Don't look now, Darren McKenzie in the 02 truck is already gaining ground on the leader. We've got a yellow. Looks like we have an incident. I believe it was Matt Lathrop has crashed. Let's take a quick look here. Matt Lathrop. A 57X Alta Toyota Tundra. Nowhere to go. An incident down low. There's a big group of trucks in this incident here into turn 1, it looks like. Not a good way to start out a long race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So our first caution, couldn't really get into a rhythm. We're only on lap 3 here of 134 at the Nevada 200. Not sure what this does for strategy. If it's too early to even consider trying to top off the fuel tank, some of these guys at the back may take that opportunity. I know they've only got 2 sets of tires sitting in pit lane. So as far as that goes, really no advantage to even think about changing rubber at this point in the race. Even 25 laps in, I wouldn't even think it'd be a great idea because then you've only got 1 set left for the next 110 or so laps. Beautiful night here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Things do cool off nicely here in the desert in the fall. Hotter than the sun during the day, unfortunately, but that's why we race here at night. So quick look through our top 10 here. Jason Holdsworth, our pole sitter, is the current leader. Running in the 2nd spot in the 02 truck is Darren McKenzie. 3rd spot in the 14 truck or 30 truck, depending on how it's set up here, is Kevin A. Smith. 4th is Dean Guilfoyle. Showed some power and some speed in the practice session. He's in that 420-13 Cabs Ford F-150. 5th spot is Paul Regney in the 65 machine. Brian Rose in the 89 truck. He runs in the 6th spot. 7th is Devin Stove in the 61 truck Ford F-150. Running 8th is Sean Stamper in the number 3 truck. 9th is Nathan Button in the 167 machine. And 10th, Rounding out your top 10 is Aiden Schultz in the number 52 Toyota Tundra. A lot of pent-up excitement here. I'm ready to see this race get going. Lap and a half is not enough for me. Again, guys, looks like we've got about 14 or so viewers in the chat so far. Please interact, please chat, please talk, please mention things. Cheer on your favorite driver. What do you expect to see tonight? And above all, if there's any issues with the stream or with the broadcast, audio, visual, whatever it is, let us know so we can get it fixed so you can continue to watch this action here tonight from Las Vegas. Lights are off on the pace vehicle. As we crawl down the Nellis straightaway through 3 and 4, getting ready to go back under green. In pit lane, leaders can go at any point. Once again, Jason Holdsworth off to a great start, great jump. 10 truck lengths into turn 1. Continue to watch back through the pack. A little bit of a battle here. This is for the 23rd, 24th position between Cameron Galley, Matty Simpson, 117 machine. Carson Conway, he's running back in the 24th spot, up a couple of positions from the beginning. He's got a fast truck. Just missed that second lap in qualifying. I don't know if he got started a little late, but keep an eye on Carson. If he can keep that truck clean, I would expect to see him up in the top 10 by later this evening. Or morning, again, depending on where you're watching from. Back up front, Jason Holdsworth under pressure from the 30 truck, Kevin A. Smith. Kevin caught the leader in a hurry, looking to the inside, down the backstretch into turn 3. He has position. Will the momentum on the outside carry the one back to the lead? Doesn't look like it. The 30's got the one truck clear off turn 4. We have a new leader. A. Smith in the Silverado, he's our new leader, but now he's under attack from Darren McKenzie in that 02 truck. The 02 wants to lead. Darren McKenzie hot on the trail of the number 30 AOL machine of Kevin Smith. For now, the 30 truck of Kevin Smith holds off the attack from Darren McKenzie. Continues to lead here on lap 11. Through all that, Aiden Schultz drops back to the 3rd spot, but Jason Holdsworth, he's back to 4th. Don't know if he's just losing the handling on that truck already. Kevin A. Smith continues to lead through 3 and 4. Darren McKenzie in the 0-2 is 2nd. Aiden Schultz 3rd, and catching those front 2. Putting some pressure on the 0-2 of Darren McKenzie. Or is he just kind of sitting back and waiting, saving his stuff and waiting for the right opportunity to make a move? Right now, the 2 fastest trucks on the track are Aiden Schultz and Jason Holdsworth. Only trucks below that 31-second lap time at a 30.94 and a 30.90 respectively. This is an open setup race. Some of these guys may be set up for a long run. Some may be set up for the short run. Maybe that Jason Holdsworth's setup is more engineered towards that long run. Lost the lead, dropped back to 4th. Now he seems to be catching this front 3, while the 0-2 of Darren McKenzie takes the lead. Aiden Schultz looking for that lead as well. He wants it. He's side by side with the 30 of Kevin Smith, but now he's down below the 0-2, looking for the lead off turn 2. Down the Nellis straightaway, side by side. The 52 looks to the inside for the lead position through 3 and 4. Can't quite clear off turn 4, but who's going to win it at the line? Lap led, give it to the 0-2. Aiden Schultz couldn't quite pull off leading that lap. They'll give it another try into turn 1, and the 0-2 goes around all by himself into turn 1. No contact. We are under yellow on lap 16. Let's see if I can try and find that replay, because it is not showing up on my end. A little late in the incident. Let's see if we can rewind here. Hard contact. Really not sure what happened there. It almost looked like a bit of a netcode issue. It brought that 0-2 around. I didn't see contact. Tough to say. To a Darren McKenzie. Looks like we've got some takers here on pit lane. Some takers, some not so much. Maybe some adjustments on these trucks to get things to handle a little bit better. As of it is right now, the 52 of Aiden Schultz opts for pit lane. Again, I can't imagine they're going to take tires this early on. We'll see if that truck goes up on the jack. Looks like fuel only for the 52, and he's off and down. Back up front, though, the 30 of Kevin Smith. He stays out. So does the Brian Rose machine and that number 89 Keep the Beat Holler Boys Racing F-150. Move him up to the 2nd spot. We're 18 laps down of 134 here in the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200. Current leader is Kevin Smith in that 30 AOL truck. 2nd, Brian Rose. 3rd is Sean Stamper in that number 3 F-150. 4th, Paul Jackson in the Toyota Tundra, and 5th is Nathan Button in the Ford F-150. We're going to take a very short break and be right back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Field is just off turn 2. Lights are off on the pace car, and we'll be going back to green this time by. Field not looking very organized right now. Got to get things tightened up before we go back under green. Kevin Smith to the inside in that number 30 truck, and Brian Rose on the outside in the 89 Holler Boys Racing machine. Pace car exits the racing surface down to pit lane. Starter has green in hand. 30 truck goes, and we're off and running back under green in the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200. Kevin Smith with a great jump. 3 truck of Sean Stamper also with a good jump. Brian Rose on that high line didn't quite fire off as well as the other two. And he's under pressure by the 52 truck of Aiden Schultz right now. Continues to run that middle groove. 3rd spot clears the 52. Now putting pressure on the 3 truck. 3 truck has taken the lead. Sean Stamper at the line. He's credited with P1. Brian Rose hungry for that top spot. Brian Rose looking to the inside for the lead off turn 2 down the Nellis straightaway, side by side for the lead. Wins the drag race down the backstretch, still on his outside. Brian Rose may clear the 3 truck of Sean Stamper off turn 4, and he does. New leader, top of the board, Brian Rose in the 89 machine. See the 52 of Aiden Schultz coming back to life, working his way back to the front. 2nd spot, trouble in the back. The 4th and 5th positions. We're under yellow once again. again, we catch it a little bit late. 231 truck, maybe. So rolling off, I believe, turn 2 onto the backstretch. We'll look back here at the 420 truck of Dean Guilfoyle. Keeping an eye on the 30 and the 231 on the high side. 3 truck gets a little loose coming off. 231 gets into the 30. Kind of looked like a netcode issue once again, unfortunately, but it collects the 420. Dean Guilfoyle, the 1 truck. Jason Holdsworth clears it to the inside, but not so lucky for others. Looks like the 99 gets a piece of it. We're back under yellow here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pit stops happening now. Looks like Brian Rose is on the jack, getting some right side tires at a minimum. Left side goes up. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Brian Rose. Damage repairs for the rest. So Brian Rose at lap 25 taking his 1 set of 2 tires that are on the pit lane. Not sure if that's a great strategy at this point. I really think we would have saved because now he's only down to that 1 set left. Back up front to 52 of Aiden Schultz. Second's Jason Holdsworth. Third, Ray Zerkat. Fourth is Andrew Layton, and fifth is the 3 truck of Sean Stamper. Brian Rose, looks like everybody got tires. He managed to hold on to that 6th spot. He took 4. Everybody, he's the only guy in that top 6 there with 4 tires. Looks like everybody ahead of him took 2 at most, if any. Definitely fuel, but Brian took 4. Looks like Jamie in the 18 took 4. Paul Regney took 4. Varying strategies here in the Nevada 200. Still early to see them play out. So you know how it works. Just keep watching. Strategies will fail or succeed at some point. So far, things working out great here for the 52 of Aiden Schultz as he continues to lead. Got shuffled back a little bit, worked his way back up front. Just looking at some communication within the chat. Appears that netcode is a big issue tonight. I don't know if it's the US server or what's going on, but very few netcode issues here, at least when I'm running. Once in a while it does rear its ugly head, unfortunately, and it's taken out some top drivers. Pace car hits pit road. We're going back to racing. The 52 gets the jump once again as the leader, as he is rightfully allowed to do. 28 truck of Ray Zerkut gets the second spot. Jason Holdsworth back to third. Brian Rose fourth, but looking for that third position. Looks like he's got it clear of the one. 98 truck back to third with those fresh tires. Probably going to jump up to the lead quickly. Just he's going to have to work hard to maintain that, because the rest of these guys probably have 2 sets of tires still on pit lane. Brian Rose quickly showing the strength of that fresh rubber. Restarted fourth, now first place. Brian Rose to the lead. Brian Rose back under pressure from the 52. Aiden Schultz back to his inside. Aiden Schultz back to the lead. Aiden Schultz putting a gap on the rest of the field. May have been saving quite a bit on those older tires, and we've got trouble again. Third and fourth, Zerkut and I believe the 18 truck involved. Big trouble. I'll have to go back and take a look, see what happened there. Riding on board with Nathan Button. It looks like he gets involved in this pretty late. Can see the field checking up. Just nails the 28 truck on the high side. The 65 just squeaks by. Not so much lucky for the 88. He gets involved. Let's back it up again here. Chase camera, 28. Not net code there. Not holding the straight line, unfortunately. Collects some trucks in a big wreck. Guys are not going to be happy about that one. Back up front, the 52, Aiden Schultz showing some power. We're under caution here on lap 32, but Aiden continues to lead. So as it stands right now, we've got 17 trucks still on the lead lap. "33 laps into this 134 lap event. Some guys have already taken tires, some have not. It's really going to be interesting to see how the strategy plays out. Who can save tires the longest without getting caught laps down or getting passed or burning up their stuff, trying to stay ahead. While we wrap up this caution here, let's go quickly through the top 10. Aiden Schultz in the 52 continues to lead. Brian Rose in the 89 truck is second. Has put a challenge on for the top spot a couple of times, but has only led a few laps. Third place is Carson Conway, teammates to Brian Rose. He's worked his way from the 27th starting position up to third. Fourth is the 111 truck of Adam Marinovich. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. Fifth is Kobe Jordan in the 080 machine. He's running fifth. Sixth is the one truck, I believe our pole sitter, Jason Holdsworth. Seventh is Tristan Coach, 550 BRT truck. Eighth is Sam K. Like I said, I'm not going to try. Ninth is Jason Williams in the 110 Pennzoil machine. And rounding out the top 10 is Jamie N. in the 18 truck. Just, it's going to sound better if I don't try. Back up front. Lights are off on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by. We've got some new viewers joining us. Alan DeFries, I've raced with that guy. Kate Jones McCoy, Debbie Rose chiming in. Thanks for checking things out. Once again, pace car hits pit road. Leader can go at his discretion. Pace car's in, green flag in the air. Hayden Schultz gets the jump. Brian Rose sticking around in second. Carson Conway under pressure for the third spot in that high lane. Clears the 111 for third. Up front, Brian Rose taking a look to the inside for the lead. Still has some fresher tires than the 52 truck. Don't want to get roped into burning them up, though. Especially if that 52's got a set ahead of you. Two leaders kind of getting settled into things. Brian Rose just following the tire tracks of the 52 of Aiden Schultz. As Aiden continues to lead here in the Nevada 200. Back through the field. Carson Conway still third. Fourth place in that 111 truck under pressure from the one of Jason Holdsworth. Looks like he's going to clear him for that position down the Nellis straightaway. Not quite still side by side. He'll give it another go into turn 3. Give the position number 4 to Jason Holdsworth in the one truck. He sets his sights on third position. Carson Conway next. Jason looking to the inside of the 72 truck. Carson Conway gives him the bottom lane. Carson carries some momentum off the high side, but the one truck still may have him at the line. A little bit of drafting help from behind. So Carson's going to give up the third spot and the fourth spot. One swall foop. Fall swoop. Gotta get my analogies right here. Carson Conway battling back on the outside of that 111 truck. Looks like he's going to keep the position for now into 3 and 4. Carson Conway maintaining fourth spot. Checking on things back out front. Same song and dance. Aiden Schultz continues to lead Brian Rose. Still hot on his tracks. Only a car length and a half behind. Brian does have the better tires right now, but it may be a matter of saving those for later on in the run. We've had a couple of cautions here early on in this first third of the race. However, if things continue to stay green at this point, it's going to be a matter of saving what you got, not burning up your stuff. Back to the field, the 07 machine of Michael Shore. In the thick of a battle. He's running 11th. Would love to get that truck up to the top 10. Running that Activity Hub Bali sponsorship on that Chevy Silverado. While we were chatting about the 07 truck, looks like Brian Rose has overtaken the 52 of Aiden Schultz for the top spot. Not sure if Brian just got tired of waiting or if the 52 is finally succumbing to the older tires on that vehicle. Let's go back and take a quick look here to see how it happened. Coming through the tri-oval here at the start-finish line, Brian Rose gets the position down low. Not a whole lot of fight from the 52 truck. Brian clears them before they get to turn one. Brian Rose putting a gap on Aiden Schultz. It's up to just under 0.6 of a second at this point. But the one truck of Jason Holdsworth is still charging towards the front. Not sure if he took 4 tires on that last caution. He's certainly looking strong, looking to the inside of the 52, not quite ready to make the pass yet. If he gets the opportunity into one to get side by side, he's certainly going to do it, and he does just that. 52 truck battling back on the outside, has the momentum to keep it side by side down the Nellis Straight. Jason Holdsworth clears the 52 of Aiden Schultz for the second spot. As he looks ahead to the 89 truck of Brian Rose, who's jumped out to about a 3/4 second advantage over second and third place. Take a look at the lap times between Brian Rose and the one truck of Jason Holdsworth. Pretty close times right now. Last lap, Brian was only about 100th quicker, but that one truck is catching the 89 of Brian Rose for sure. Last lap by, Holdsworth was almost 4/10 quicker than Brian Rose. We talked about saving tires. Brian is best suited right now to kind of let the one truck, who's clearly quicker, let that one truck go on by. Continue to save the rubber that he's got underneath him. Brian Rose does lead that last time by. Jason Holdsworth keeping a look to the inside of the 89. No opportunity just yet. Looking low once again off turn 4. Fender to the left quarter of the 89 truck. At the line, it's still going to be Brian Rose as your leader. Side by side looking into one. Holdsworth wants the lead. Jason Holdsworth to the lead. Your new leader here at the Nevada 200. Brian Rose in second. Brian Rose battling back, staying pretty strong. Less than half a car length off that tailgate of that #1 truck of Jason Holdsworth. Jason does extend things out to about 2 truck lengths through turns 1 and 2. While they continue to battle, the 52 of Aiden Schultz is starting to shrink that gap ever so slightly. Carson Conway still running in the 4th spot, keeping about a 0.8 of a second lead over that 5th position. 111 truck. Another 0.7 back to the 6th position of Jason Williams. About 2.5 seconds back to the 550 truck. Tristan Coach. 9th, Jamie N in the 18 truck. Sorry, that's for the 8th spot. 9th is the 587 of Matt Patton, and 10th is Paul Regney. Brian Rose maintaining a decent gap between himself and the leader in that #1, Jason Holdsworth, not driving off into the sunset just yet. Looking back through things, it does not appear that Jason took tires. He's just been able to very effectively save the grip that those Goodyear Eagle truck tires have in them. That goes back to beg the question, is the 89 of Brian Rose still just saving tires? We're 54 laps into this race, and that one truck has managed to catch, pass, and begin to drive away from Brian Rose, seemingly on older tires. Field beginning to get very strung out here with this extended green flag run. Seems that everyone is kind of settled into their groove, working the strategies that they had planned at pre-race as far as saving tires. Only 2 sets. It's very important to be able to save the tires you've got on the truck, to be sure that you have a set in pit lane late in the race so that you can put on a hard charge at the end and not have to worry about it. Those that can pit late, put on 4 fresh tires, typically going to have the best opportunity to be up front when that checkered flag falls. Back up front, Jason Holdsworth is extending his lead just ever so slightly. It's now about 0.4 of a second back to Brian Rose. Aiden Schultz and Jason Williams back in third and fourth. Jason Williams is catching the 52. Again, you wonder, is this a situation of tire save or tire fall off? Is it a decision, or is it is what it is? But it looks like we have a yellow flag. Looks like the Adam Malone machine has gotten into an incident here. Let's try and take a look and see what happened there. Adam Malone in the 4 truck. 587 gets tangled. Again, it kind of does look like another netcode issue. Collects the 4. Hard impact. Both trucks are going to have some damage to have repaired. So back up front. Leaders are catching the pace car, looks like in 3 and 4. Time to make some decisions. We're not quite halfway in this race. Lap 60 of 134. Some guys have taken some tires on the last opportunity. Some guys have not. Appears that both our leaders will take the opportunity to hit pit lane. Carson Conway stays on the track, but I don't know what happened to Carson. He's shown now in the 12th spot. To see how that cycles out. So Brian Rose looks like fuel only for the 89 truck. Maybe the same for Jason Holdsworth. See what kind of pit time that they had. Jason was certainly there long enough to get 4 tires, but I guess it depends on how much fuel he took as well. Tough to say. Brian Rose does get back out as our leader. Not sure if these are lap down, wave around cars, but we're going to find out. Things will cycle out back at the line. We'll see where our running order is. Apologize for that overlay. It seems to delay in loading every time I click it. At least it does show back up. Currently have 15 trucks currently on the lead lap. Carson Conway is shown down in 13th position. I'm not sure, maybe if this was a stage caution and he just short pitted the stage. Yeah, that's exactly it. Carson Conway pit at lap 58. Yellow came out at 60. It's not really a stage, though. There was an incident. So he just broke out the crystal ball and said, the heck with it. I'm going to take a chance and pit. And then he got lucky with the yellow. It looks like he didn't lose a lap. Maybe no wave around, because Carson Conway is still right behind the pace car here. It's shown in the system as a lead lap car. Yeah, there it is. Wave around cars are going by the pace car now. So tail end of the field stays on the lead lap. Brian Rose is going to cycle back up as our leader. Jason Holdsworth in the one truck is second. Aiden Schultz will be third. Jamie N will be fourth. Andrew Layton will be fifth. So an opportunity for Brian Rose to get a shot at the restart as the leader. See what kind of gap he can get on second place Jason Holdsworth. Pace cars in pit lane. Brian holding the field. Gets in the gas, and we have a restart. Brian Rose with a great jump. Aiden Schultz to the inside of Jason Holdsworth for second spot. Lap 64 of 134. Aiden Schultz looking very strong. Must have some fresh tires. Looking to the outside of Brian Rose for the lead. Brian Rose still will lead this lap. I'm sure Aiden did take tires that last pit stop. Didn't see it myself, but looking at the times, it seems evident. And looking at him flashing past the 89. It's a whole new world when you got fresh tires. New leader, 52, Aiden Schultz. Jason Holdsworth also getting by the 89 truck of Brian Rose. Drops Brian back to third. Brian under pressure by the 18 of Jamie N. Jamie takes the spot away. Doesn't quite have Brian cleared yet, but off 3 and 4, looks like he's definitely going to have that spot. Move Jamie N up to the third position. Got a battle for the lead. Jason Holdsworth putting pressure on Aiden again. Off turn 4. Aiden Schultz still leads. Holdsworth trying to set up a pass to take that lead over once again. 52 does drive away once again, though. Increases that gap to about 2/10, just over a truck length. Aiden Schultz on that loud pedal through the front stretch, lap 68. Jason Holdsworth putting pressure on our leader. Side by side a couple of laps ago, but the 52 battled back, continues to lead. We are past halfway here in the Activity Hub Valley, Nevada 200. Your leader is the 52 truck of Aiden Schultz. But for how long? The one of Jason Holdsworth right in the tire tracks, wanting that position, just waiting for an opportunity. Third is Jamie N in the 18 truck. Fourth, Tristan Coach in the 550. And Brian Rose rounds out the top 5 in the 89 machine. Top 2 trucks changing lanes. 52 taking it low. Holdsworth looking to the high side through the tri-oval. Let's ride on board with the one truck of Jason Holdsworth as he tries for the lead. Jason very smooth on the throttle. Lifts just ever so slightly into one and then right back into gas. Sounds very similar through 3 and 4. Just a lift to get the truck to rotate. And back on the throttle. Does seem to carry some more speed off turn 4 than our leader, Aiden Schultz. Makes up a lot of ground through that tri-oval into turn 1. Top 2 are checking out from 3rd place. They've got a full second gap back to that P3 position, that truck number 18. Meanwhile, Paul Regni's taken over the 5th spot. 6th, Andrew Layton. 7th is Kevin Smith, and Brian Rose has dropped way back to the 8th spot. I think he's becoming a victim to his old tires and pitting a little bit early for that fresh set. It's the bed that he's made. He's going to have to sleep in it until he gets an opportunity to put fresh rubber back on that truck. Just don't want to make that move too early. If he can wait another 25 laps and manage to stay on the lead lap before he does it, that will work out for him in the end, but will he have enough time to charge back forward? Carson Conway also makes a move by the 89 of Brian Rose. With Conway the 8th spot. Back up front, our top 2 still under a blanket. 2nd spot less than 2/10 behind the 52 of Aiden Schultz. Lap 76, it appears that Jason Holdsworth is content for now, riding that 2nd position in the tire tracks of Aiden Schultz. Maybe saving some fuel, maybe saving some tire. It's tough to say, tough to keep track how many tire sets these guys have left sitting in pit lane. Is it 1, is it 2, is it none? If it's none, you're in trouble. Back to 3rd spot, about 2.5 seconds back from our leaders. 5-car pack, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Kevin Smith working to the inside of the 65 of Paul Regni. He wants the spot. Paul's defending and fighting back on the high side. Kevin will pull back in the draft to the 65. The 65 goes to ultra high side through 1 and 2. May give him momentum to battle back on the outside, but he's got traffic in front that's going to slow him up. If the 30 can pin the 65 behind the 18 truck, he may have a chance to make this pass. Not quite yet. Through all this battling, though, it appears the 72 truck is starting to reel in this pack. Carson Conway running in the 8th position. Sees a target-rich environment ahead of him down the Nellis straightaway. See Kevin Smith still trying to get to the inside of the 65. He wants that spot. Believes he's faster. Thanks for the confidence, Eddie Rose. I appreciate it. Kevin Smith taking another look to the inside. Gets alongside, but may have overdriven the low line. Paul Regney clears the 30 again with that high side momentum. Back up front, Jason Holdsworth still real tight, 1 car length behind Aiden Schultz. He's maintained that gap to a 1/10.5 to 2/10 for at least the last 10-15 laps. I almost feel that Jason is definitely saving his stuff for later on in the run. No sense in pushing. There's no award for leading lap 83 or 84. The only one that really counts is that last lap. You've got a good mix of drivers in here. Some that just have raw speed, raw talent. Some guys that have some talent. Some guys that have some ability of working a strategy, saving the car, saving the tires, keeping the fenders on it. And it holds true. What's the one thing that you absolutely have to do to win a race? And that's finish the race. If you beat the fenders in, you knock the spoiler off of it, you're not going to win the race. That's why these two top cars leading the race, the 52 Aiden Schultz and Jason Holdsworth. Those trucks look pretty clean. I don't see any dings, dents, or bruises or damage on either one of them. They're running 1 and 2. Battle with Kevin Smith. Paul Regney has died down. Paul has put a bit of a gap on his attacker, Kevin Smith. About 6/10 back. Now he works on Tristan Coach in the 550 truck. Looking to the inside. 1 and 2. Clears him. Move Paul Regney up to the 4th spot. Next on the list for Paul is Andrew Layton, the 84 truck. Let's take a look at the lap times between these two here. Last time by, Layton was a 31.92, just about a 10th faster than Regney, 4th. We'll see if it changes the next time by now that Paul's got some clean air out in front. Not a whole lot of pressure from behind. At the line, Layton runs a 32. Regney was a little quicker that time, still slower than Layton, but the gap has shrunk as far as that goes. Less than a 10th off the pace. This time by, Regney's about 2/10 slower, so Layton is putting a larger gap on 4th place Paul Regney. Let's see if he's catching our leaders. It doesn't appear. Yeah, Layton's running faster laps. In 2nd place, Holdsworth. Now Holdsworth has held a pretty consistent gap to 1st. It's down to just over a 1/10 of a second, not even a full truck length right now. But 3rd place is catching our leaders. Let's see how he checks in this time by. Quicker again, almost a 10th faster than 2nd place. Andrew Layton has certainly saved tires well enough in this run to begin to track down our leaders. About 45 laps to go before this race comes to a conclusion. There's plenty of time for that 84 truck to catch our leaders and possibly put a pass on. I don't believe we are done with pit stops, though. Not sure what the fuel window is, but right now, lap car making a move. Likely with fresher tires, but it's put some distance between Holdsworth and Schultz, which is really going to allow third place Andrew Layton to catch our second place runner. It's much faster that last time and almost half a second quicker this time by. The lap truck really slowing down our second place runner, Jason Holdsworth. It's down to less than a straightaway gap from third to second. Checking back through, Brian Rose still running in the 8th spot. About 8 seconds behind our leaders. Not in danger of losing a lap just yet. Things have certainly seemed to equalize as far as tire wear goes. And I think Brian still has a set sitting in pit lane, so if he gets an opportunity, we're less than 44 laps to go here. If we get a caution, it's really going to shake things up. Michael Shore, the 07 truck, he's running behind Brian Rose in the 9th position. Not sure on his tire situation. He does have some damage to the back end of that truck. Looks like he was used for another truck to slow down. He's got some damage to the back bumper and the rear spoiler, but he's still putting pressure on Brian Rose. Going to make a pass. Looks like Brian's going to let him go. Brian's actually taking the opportunity to pit. Oh, Brian spins out in the pit lane. Doesn't hit anything, but he is definitely going to lose some time on this. Not good for Brian Rose. A little too much rear brake in that truck, and around it went. Very unfortunate for him. More so that a caution wasn't brought out by it. He is really going to have to hustle. Slides through the box. Right side in the air. Meanwhile, Jason Holdsworth has taken the lead. I assume Hayden Schultz just leaving pit road now. So this is going to appear to begin the cycle of green flag stops. Brian Rose with a lengthy stay on pit lane. I don't think this is fuel. I don't know if he's got damage or what's going on here, but this is certainly going to take Brian Rose out of an opportunity to win this race. Carson Conway coming down pit lane. Uneventful. Gets into his box a little short. Right side's in the air. Back up front, Jason Holdsworth is continuing to lead. There we have it. The 84 truck, Andrew Layton, has just about caught our leader. Just 3/4 of a second back. He is also going to take an opportunity for some fresh rubber and fuel. This may be his last pit stop. Should have enough fuel to make it to the end. Michael Shore doing the same, hitting pit lane right now. Let's see if Michael has tires to use or if it's going to be fuel only. Nice job getting into his stall. Right side up immediately. Four tires for the 07 of Michael Shore. Down and away. Our leader is also on pit lane. Jason is still shown as the leader. Right side's changed in a hurry. Left side goes up. Fuel going in the truck. Jason Holdsworth is down and away. Let's take a look where second place Aiden is going by right now. Aiden Schultz making that pit stop a couple of laps before Jason Holdsworth really made up some time on the track with that fresh rubber, putting a gap on second spot. Jason Holdsworth also now down to the third spot. Andrew Layton getting by. Green flag pit stops about cycled through at this point. Aiden Schultz either clicked off a great pit stop or just took advantage of the fresh rubber. Jason Holdsworth was out on old, wore-out tires. Aiden Schultz out to almost a 2-second advantage on second place, the 84 of Andrew Layton. Jason Holdsworth putting the pressure on the 84 truck though. Wants that second spot. Wants to be able to put the crosshairs on Aiden Schultz and run him down for the lead position, but he has to dispose of this 84 truck before he can do it. 32 laps to go. Hopefully he's got enough time. There it is. Second spot goes to Jason Holdsworth. Needs to track down Aiden Schultz. He's got the gap down to a 1.5 seconds. Aiden must be saving some tire here. Take a look at the lap times. The gap is closing down very quickly. Holdsworth almost 0.6 quicker than our leader that time by. Gap's down to 0.5 second. He's made up a bunch. Holdsworth is there. 2 truck lengths at the line. Leader ran a 32.49. Almost seems like he's way out of the gas. Holdsworth a full second faster. On by he goes, side by side down the Nellis Straight. Back to P1 is Jason Holdsworth in that #1 Toyota Tundra. Aiden Schultz back to second. Andrew Layton is in third. Before things wrap up here, let's go through the field once more. Jason Holdsworth in the 1 truck. He continues to lead. Made up the ground very quickly after a late pit stop comparative to Aiden Schultz. Aiden Schultz was leading in that 52 truck. It's been a great battle between these two. Third place, Andrew Layton in the 84 machine has worked his way quietly up into the top 3. Kevin Smith in the 30 truck, 4th position. Some close calls with some incidents in the yellow flags earlier on, but truck looks pretty clean still, running in the 4th spot. 5th is Paul Regney in the 65. Showed some strength later on in that last run there with some older tires on the truck, but managed to pull away. 86 is Jason Williams in the 110 Pennzoil truck. Haven't heard a whole lot from him today, but sometimes that's a good thing. If you're not getting everybody's attention, you can kind of do things at your own pace. Sometimes you can sneak in and steal a win that way. 7th is Jamie and Curvis. Again, that's an effort. I hope it's close. Jamie in the 18 truck, also kind of been in the mix of things. Was in that group of guys battling late at the end of that run before pit stops. Matty Simpson in the 117 truck. Really haven't said a whole lot about him tonight either. Still running on the lead lap, keeping it up in the top 10. Sean Stamper in the 3 truck had the lead for a short period of time, was running right up in that top 3. Was involved in a little incident, but the truck looks relatively clean. A little bit of damage on the right rear. Continues to muster on in the 9th position. Michael Shore in the 07 truck. Still some damage to the backside of that machine, but continues to truck on. Top 10 as well, still on the lead lap. Tristan Coach in the 550, running in the 11th position. Carson Conway in the 72 truck. Right side of that truck is pancaked pretty good, but looks like it's off all the tires. The fenders aren't rubbing. He continues to run in the 12th position. Kobe Jordan, 080 Ford F-150. He's running in the 13th spot. And Brian Rose, the number 89 Holler Boys Racing Keep the Beat truck, runs in the 14th position, and I think he may have gotten his lap back. See how things cycle through here. No, Brian Rose is still down 1 lap, but if the yellow comes out and he can get by the 550, that would put him the first truck a lap down. He'd be eligible for the lucky dog. Back up front, Jason Holdsworth continues to lead. He's got a pretty good gap on second spot, about a second and a half back to second spot, and another second and a half plus back to the third running truck of Andrew Layton in the 84. Laps continue to click off. 23 to go here in the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200. Andrew Layton getting by a lap machine. Still running strong in the 3rd spot. Aiden Schultz running in the 2nd position. Getting late here in the going. Jason Holdsworth continues to put and increase that gap on 2nd spot. It is up to almost 2 seconds. Jason can just put together 20 more mistake-free laps. Put it in cruise control. He may just have this one in the bag. Caution would certainly change things. Put a wheel off, get in the wall, lap traffic. And for now, it's a 2.2 second advantage for Jason Holdsworth over Aiden Schultz. Leader has caught the 72 of Carson Conway. Carson keeps the truck in the high side, lets the leader go. No troubles for the 1. Field is very strung out at this point. Not a whole lot of battles going on. I think everyone has kind of settled into they've got what they've got. It's late in the race with 18 to go. I think everybody's used up the tires that they've got. It's all over but the crying. "17 laps to go for Jason Holdsworth. That time by, still 0.3 a lap faster than second place. He's putting about a second gap on second place about every third lap. Jason Holdsworth, that truck is on rails and off, running into the sunset in Las Vegas. About 16 laps to go. That time by 0.8 quicker. Gap is certainly widening to second place Aiden Schultz. Jason Holdsworth has found another gear in that truck. He is checked out. Looking now between second and third place, Andrew Layton may be catching Aiden Schultz. Aiden Schultz making a dive to pit lane with 14 to go. I don't know if he's got mechanical troubles or if he's taking a gamble at a set of tires. Andrew Layton has inherited second place because of that decision. Let's see what's going on here. Schultz in the pits. Looks like it was fuel only for the 52. Got on pit lane well. Got into his box well. Appears to be getting off pit lane well. May have just been saving tires. Back out front, Holdsworth with a huge advantage over second place Andrew Layton. It's about 8+ seconds and gaining. Andrew may be taking an opportunity to pit himself. That leaves Jason Holdsworth with another pit stop to make here before this race ends. Albeit for fuel only, I don't think anybody's got any tires left. "11 laps to go. Jason Holdsworth still stays on the track. He's going to run that truck down to fumes, I think, before he hits pit road. Current top 6 have yet to hit pit lane for their final stops. Clock is ticking, 10 laps to go. Certainly appears that our top 6 are all going to need to hit pit lane before this one is over. Aiden Schultz is the highest running driver that has pit for fuel and can make it to the end, but he's shown a lap down right now. Jason Holdsworth through 3 and 4. Will he pit this time? Nope, he's still in the throttle. Aiden Schultz just needs to get by the 0-2 for some clean air. Looks like he'll have him through 1 and 2 this time by. Definitely has him at the line. And he can just make laps, knowing that everyone in front of him is going to have to pit. 550 dives it down low, may have fresh tires. At the line, 7 laps to go. How much longer can the one truck stay on track before stopping to get fuel to make it the rest of the way home? Was he able to save enough to avoid pitting altogether, or is he going to have to make a late race stop to finish out this event? Puts the 6th place truck of Michael Shore a lap down. I think Michael may have pit. No, he pit on lap 97 last time. Jason's certainly making up some serious time, even on old tires, light on fuel. Coming to 5 to go. I don't know if he's going to stop. Jason's still running very high 31-second lap time, so he's not in his position to save fuel right now. He's running pretty good laps. Jason has a 15-second advantage on the 2nd place truck of Andrew Layton, and he's lapped all the way up to 3rd. Jason Holdsworth and Andrew Layton on a lap of their own. Incredible drive by these top 2 for sure. For certain, Jason Holdsworth. Three laps to go for the one truck. Jason Holdsworth, 2nd, Andrew Layton in the 84. Again, as we said earlier, Jason just needs to put it on cruise control and get her home. Andrew is losing a ton of time right now. What is going on with the 84? Has he just burned up his stuff? Jason Holdsworth must have saved a ton of fuel to continue on. Maybe it was strategy. Maybe it was just not getting into the throttle as hard as he could. He's off turn 4, sees the white flag. One more lap to go for Jason Holdsworth, and the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200 is his. 4 more corners of mistake-free truck action. And he'll take home a checkered flag. Through turn 3, into turn 4. Jason Holdsworth off turn 4, looking at the checkered flag through the tri-oval. The Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200 is his. Your winner, Jason Holdsworth. Going back to 2nd. No real contest there with Andrew Layton. Sounds like he was definitely saving fuel out of the throttle. Plenty of gap on 3rd place, Michael Shore. At the line, 2nd place goes to Andrew Layton. Michael Shore, 3rd spot. Is he out of fuel? Looks like he's crossed the line as well, maybe. That's it. Jason Holdsworth, your winner. Looks like Jason ran out of fuel at the finish, so maybe no burnouts for the one truck. Jason Holdsworth calculated the fuel mileage to the letter. Didn't even have enough for the cool down. He's getting some help to get back to start finish. Who's ever up on top of the box for Jason, calculating that fuel mileage, you get the gold star. Your driver gets a checkered flag. No burnouts for Jason. Let's see if we can pull Jason here into the broadcast for an interview. Let's see if we can find him here. Jason Holdsworth. Jason, this is Steve Singer in the HBR TV booth. Are you with us?
Who are you?
I'm not as good as you, that's for sure. I don't know how you managed to calculate that fuel economy the way that you did, but you ran out, looks like, on the cool down?
Yeah, I ran out probably about 50 meters before the line.
Oh, you didn't even make it back, and she ran out. I was calling it during the race. I'm like, I don't think he's going to stop. And I was watching the lap times, and it didn't seem like you were trying to save. I think you just said, I'm just going to go for it. You had a great lead on Andrew there, but, well, walk us through your race. I mean, you were strong all night for sure, but was this kind of your game plan going in or no?
Well, obviously with some of the cautions, we had to be a little bit flexible. But I naturally just topped up on fuel a few of the other times, just keeping in mind of what laps I had to like backtrack from 134 of where I could pit and get to the end. So it's just about aiming, saving fuel. I actually saved a lot of fuel on that second stint, so I could pit on lap 98, because I knew from 98 I could make it to the end. So that was basically the strategy, working from the end.
Almost sounds like you planned it out like a road course. A lot of these guys kind of plan things backwards, but it definitely seemed to work out for you. You had a good battle going on there, I believe, with the 52 with Schultz. Tell us about that.
Yeah, he's very quick on the short run. So my setup is not built for short runs. Aiden was far quicker than me on the short run. I was actually struggling to keep up with him. But yeah, it was a good battle. I couldn't get past him. And I was just there trying to save tires and just keep it for the long run.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight for sure. Race 1 of 11. We're one step closer to a championship button box, I hear, that one of the sponsors, Inside Lane Productions, is going to put up for whoever can pull this championship off. How do you feel about your chances going forward here in the next 10 races?
Only going to take it one race at a time. We are so far from the end. There's no way I'm thinking of championships here.
You just got to keep your eyes out in front. Congratulations again. Is there anybody that you want to thank for helping you get this done?
Yeah, obviously to the team, Sandbank Racing, Dean, Shorey, Chandler, who didn't actually make it today, helped with the setup. Obviously that was key. Obviously both Activity Hub Bali, Inside Lane Productions, to helping us put on this event. It was very eventful, and yeah, hopefully it's like this every week.
Well, thanks again, Jason. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Yep, we'll do. See you then. Thank you.
That's your winner, Jason Holdsworth, the #1 truck at the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200, race 1 here in the Open Truck Series. We're going to go on and try and catch up with Andrew Layton in the 84 truck. Andrew, do you have us?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Steve?
Great, Andrew. Appreciate you joining us up here in the booth. Congratulations on the second place finish.
Thank you.
You just kind of quietly worked your way back through into the front spots there. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I mean, for the, just I started in the far back, and I just wanted to stay out of trouble tonight. This is the first race with these guys, and I just didn't want to cause any problems. And fueled up a couple times on the caution, took fuel only, waited till about lap 60. I think that was a caution, and went in and changed all the tires. Then I went back out and ran that next tank as fast as I possibly could, and I was catching the leaders. Uh, then that last green flag stop, took four tires, took my last set of tires, and I was running pretty hard at the beginning, and I was noticing, man, I'm going to be really, really close on fuel. And for the last 8 or 10 laps, I was running three quarters to half throttle the whole way to make it.
Yeah, we certainly heard it on the broadcast. I saw the gap between yourself and Jason just getting wider and wider and wider, and I'm like, man, I just thought he was going to hit the pit lane, and then I look back and I listen to the motor going through the straightaways into the corners. You're letting off way early, and he's barely getting back in it. Like he must be saving some fuel. He certainly were. Was fuel strategy kind of the plan from the beginning, or were you just kind of playing things as your cards were dealt to you during the race?
No, I mean, I knew we had, 45 laps a set, average for each set of tires. And I just wanted to run that first set as long as I possibly could. I mean, they were still good after 60 laps. I was still my right front, I think, was at 84%. But the fuel mileage, yeah, I knew it was going to be close, but I had 2/10 when I crossed the line, 2/10 fuel left.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard Jason. Jason said he ran out just before the finish line, so he had that one down to the T.
Yeah, it was close. I was sweating it for sure.
Well, Andrew, congratulations on second spot. Is there anybody you want to help or want to thank for helping you get this done today?
Yeah, well, I'd like to thank Derek Jacobs for pointing me towards this league, Michael Shorey for getting me in tonight, and the whole team tonight talking in chat. They were backing me up the whole time and giving me information, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, congratulations again, Andrew. Second place is great. It's not quite a win, but we got another opportunity next week and hope to see you there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, now we'll get Michael Shorey here for our third place finisher. Michael, you with us?
Yeah, I am, mate. How's it going?
It's going very well. Pretty good for you too, I see. Third place finish. You're on the podium. You did it pretty quietly, I must say. Tell us about your night.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'm so stoked. My strategy was just to take it easy. I know how to double stint my tyres, so we've done that on and I just tried to stay out of trouble. I did get caught up a couple of times in there. Also got a black flag for too many incident points. So I had to serve that, and I was lucky to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. And the team, just our strategy, Jason and Dean, we pitted with the right amount to go, and I saved a little bit more than I really had to. I could have pushed a little bit more, but third place, I'm just so happy with it.
Well, again, congratulations. It was quietly done. I didn't see much of you for most of the race. We checked on you a couple of times just to see what was going on, and lo and behold, near the end of the race, Shorey starts making his way towards the front. As far as fuel economy goes, you don't want to run out, but you certainly you always wonder how much further up front on the board you could have gone when you pull in the pits and there's still a few gallons or liters in the tank. Is there anybody you want to thank
Yeah.
for helping you get this done?
Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates over at Sandbag Racing, Jason, Dean, and Chandler. They were great. Also, I'd like to thank you guys for coming on board and broadcasting this. This is great. Great debuts on board. Everybody, I've had some people come down and talk to me during the race and saying that they're watching it. They really enjoyed it, so that's great. Activity Hub Bali, the league sponsor, and also well, Sam, Inside Lane Productions as well. Um, Everybody that joined the race today. Well, it's hard to say night or day because we've got so many Americans and Australians in here. But yeah,
That's
all the guys that sort of jumped in to make this race happen. I'd like to thank everybody that raced. It was great.
Well, I'm losing your mic a little bit, Shory, but definitely message delivered. It's night, it's day, it's all right. We're all iRacing. It's night at Las Vegas, so I guess we'll go with that for now. I appreciate the vote of confidence on the broadcast. We're pretty new at this, and we're kind of learning too. So if anybody has any suggestions, we're certainly open to them, and if we can make things better, we'll certainly do that. So once again, congratulations, Mike. Third place finish. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
So we're going to pull up Brian Rose as well here. Brian Rose, do you have us?
Yeah, I got you, Steve.
Well, Brian, thanks for joining us in the booth. I know it's probably not under the best circumstances. I think you finished a lap or two down. You looked pretty strong. You led a couple of laps, but a little incident getting into pit lane. Tell us about what happened there. A little too much rear brake?
You know what? No, it was one of those. I lived 14 laps, though. Let's give me a little bit of credit. But I was coming down pit road. We talked before the race. It was a tough pit road to get on anyway. I was trying to get it woed down. Called it out that I was pitting, and a car behind me just was coming right up on my bumper, and it was one of those things, split second decision. You know, do you woe down or you let him run over top of you? So I was trying to split that difference, and it just didn't work out.
Now, pit lane here at Vegas is certainly a challenge. It sneaks up on everybody, and people kind of get tunnel vision. Even if someone calls it out, maybe they don't hear it. Same thing happens in the real thing. You start waving in the mirror, and somebody misses it, and around you go. I believe you and I had a similar circumstance like that with you behind me at one point.
I'm sure we did.
Brian,
but no, overall, Steve, it was really fun out there. I felt like I had a super good truck, one that could win the race. Bunch of real good guys out here. You know, obviously first night in the league, but these guys raced real clean, raced respectfully. You know, and you can't ask for much more than that. So I'm just glad to have the opportunity.
well, Brian, thanks again for joining us. Wish it was under better circumstances, but can we expect to see you next week? Or?
We're going to do our best. You know, if I can get in here, we got time. We'll definitely be back in this. These were fun open setups.
Well, Brian, again, thanks for joining us. Is there anybody you want to thank sponsor-wise to helping you get this done?
Oh, absolutely. First, got to thank the team. Without them, I wouldn't have been as fast as I was tonight. Popple, Eric Dawson State Farm, Castle Packs Power Products, Keep the Beat, Two Blessings Thrift Stop. Everybody who, you know, helps us get this done every week. So appreciate everybody.
All right, everybody, there you have it. Brian Rose, not a great finish tonight, but a good run. He had some fun. He learned some things. He led 14 laps. So maybe we'll see him again next week, and we'll go on from there. We'll go over our finishers here, our results, race results. Of course, our winner is Jason Holdsworth in that number 1 truck. Second was Andrew Layton in the 84. Fuel strategy caught everybody off guard here. So those were the only 2 runners on the lead lap for this one. Very oddball thing to happen. It's not very common, but it can happen, especially when you get into a fuel mileage situation. Third place is Michael Shory in that 07 Activity Hub Bali truck. Good-looking truck. Fourth was Sean Stamper in the 3. I believe he led some laps as well. Brought it home to a top 5. Aiden Schultz, real strong on the short run in that 52 truck. Had an opportunity to win it as well. Brought it home 5th. Nothing to be upset about, but that's where he ends up instead of taking home a checkered flag. 6th is Jason Williams in the 110 truck. 7th is Paul Regney in the 65. Kevin Smith brings it home 8th. Jamie Nankervis is 9th. I really hope I'm saying it right. 10th is Matty Simpson. 11th, Tristan Coach. 7th, the 72 Holler Boys Racing Trucks, Carson Conway. 13th is Kobe Jordan. 14th was Brian Rose, who we just spoke to. 15th, Cameron Galley. 16th, Darren McKenzie. 17th is Adam Marinovich. 18th is Dean Guilfoyle. And that's all I'm getting for the race results. I know there's more. Let's see if I can scroll down here to get the rest. 19th was Steve McLennan. 20th was Matt Patton. 21st was Sam K in the 968 truck. I really can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. 22nd was Ray Zerkut. 23rd, Nathan Button. 24th was Joe Terra. 25th, Brett Campbell. 26th, Paul Jackson. 27th, Todd May. 28th, Derek Jacobs. 29th was Devin Stone. 30th was Adam Malone. 31st was Matt Lathrop. And credited with last place is the 666 of Chandler Haddon. It does not appear that he started the event, so he will be credited with the last position. So that's going to wrap it up here from Las Vegas, Nevada for the Activity Hub Bali Nevada 200. Again, I'm Steve Singer with Holler Boys Racing. Thank you for joining us. Please join us again next week. Just to stay apprised with when we're going to do broadcasts, go ahead and like and follow Holler Boys Racing TV on Facebook and YouTube. It's Holler Boys Racing. That's boys with a Z and racing without the G, in case you see something else that looks similar. Appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next week.